What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning George Kambosos, Teofimo Lopez Jr. Get this. The flippant nature in which George Kambosos believes that he was treated by oddmakers had no bearing on the final outcome and arguably the biggest upset in 2021. But George Kambosos praises Teofimo Lopez following a comeback win. He states, "I'm proud of him." Filled with rage but level-headed enough to follow his vicious plan, the Australian successfully upset Teofimo Lopez. Since having his glove soaked in Lopez's blood, the two have constantly went over about how the fight played out. According to Lopez, while he admits that Kambosos had his moments, he believes that he won the contest. But George said this, "Me and Teo always go back and forth," said Kambosos during a recent interview. "I still go back at him when he brings up all the excuses that he has, but I'm proud of him. I'm actually very proud of him. To come back after the fight that we had, it shows that he's a champion. I wish him all the best at 140. Those are the words of George Kambosos Jr. Let me counterpunch. First off, I think that George is now pretty much, he's been humbled, so he's now conducting himself in an humble way. However, I think he's still milking the fact that he beat Teofimo Lopez. But after all, if you were George Kambosos, what else would you do? You know, that's your go-to. That's like Andy Ruiz talking about the Anthony Joshua win. Okay, so it's not the fact that, you know, he's very proud of him. I think it's the fact that he knows, like, hey, I beat Teofimo Lopez, and I will always be the one to dethrone Lopez. Therefore, I'm the emperor. But let me show. But I've been beaten, so now let me show a humble side of me by stating that, hey, I'm proud of him, and I'm very proud of him. You know, we go back and forth. But then if you notice, he added, hey, well, after the fight we had, I'm surprised that he's doing that, you know. So, you know what I mean? Like he gave him such a beating to the point where he should have been ruined by that point. That's what I kind of get out of that. Like, he didn't rub it in as bad as he could have, but I still see the point he was trying to make. The point he was trying to make is, hey, the slug out, drug out, badass fight that we had, I'm proud of him to do that after what I've done to him. You know what I mean? A lot of people do that. You know, Floyd, after I beat a fighter, mentally and physically, they're never the same fighter. And I think George is kind of doing that, actually. You know, and I know he's pretty much, you know, counting his wins and counting his losses. He's lost to Devin Haney, and I think at this point he's trying to talk up a fight possibly with a rematch with Teofimo Lopez if he comes to 140. See, I see the bigger picture. You know, you get Lopez on your side, and then if he loses to Devin Haney, that would be nothing for him to do at 135. So George Kambosos very well may decide to migrate up to 140 himself, and him talking up, you know, like in a positive way, you know, the good things about Teofimo Lopez. You know, maybe Lopez may, you know, honor him that particular fight again, so he could possibly beat Teofimo, because that's already his legacy stamp. That's already his tip of the iceberg type moment. Okay, so I think maybe he's trying to do that for those reasons. I'm not sure. That's my counterpunch. You guys tell me what you think of George Kambosos praising Teofimo Lopez for his latest win. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!